All right, well, my name's Mark Cooper. I go by Loxen online. That's L-O-G-X-E-N. I think most people probably pronounce my name Loxygen or something, but yeah. Anyway. All right, so this is my flagship right here. This is a SmoothieBoard. We've been working on this for a couple years now. We just did our Kickstarter last October, and we just finished shipping out all of our Kickstarter rewards, so we're going to be opening up retail sales of the boards here anytime. So most 3D printers that you're used to are running off of 8-bit Arduinos. It's little 16 megahertz processors, and so we're stepping it up a bit here because those little guys are kind of tagged out on our current printers. We can't really push them any faster, or turn up the micro stepping, or do any more fancy things because the Arduino doesn't really have any more time. This has a 120 megahertz 32-bit ARM processor on there, and so that gives us a lot of overhead to be able to actually run a printer faster or turn up the micro stepping to 64x. That's going to make your printer a lot quieter. We've also got a lot of other features to just generally make it a lot easier to use than the existing systems. Like if you want to make like the micro SD port here, yeah, we got your micro SD card. If you want to make any changes to an existing 3D printer, you're going to end up having to edit the firmware, recompile, and then reflash your whole board. With SmoothieBoard, you actually just have to change some settings on a text file and hit reset, and it's done. Even if you do eventually want to reflash your board, all you have to do is drop the firmware on the SD card and reset the board, and it'll reflash. It's actually capable of driving a lot more than 3D printers. We started driving lasers, and at this point we also drive 3D printers and CNC mills. Next on my list is going to be a pick-and-place machine. And that adds a major benefit to the learning curve of trying to pick up new machines. Usually when you go and you pick up your laser cutter and your CNC and mill or anything, these all have different electronics that are all proprietary and require very different software. With SmoothieBoard, you can use this one controller with one software set with any of these machines, and that makes it so you can actually focus on learning what your mill does or what to do with the laser cutter and whatnot, instead of having to relearn just how to talk to it. We've also got some Ethernet on here. Support for that just went in a couple months ago. That's pretty fancy. What else we got? We got up to 6 FETs for controlling your heaters, 6 end stops, 4 thermistors, and up to 5 stepper drivers. Each of those can push up to 2 amps, so you can even drive a small NEMA 23. So the next thing we got coming up here, our next product is going to be the Smoothie Panel. This is my previous prototype here. This is using a character LCD. We kind of realized everyone kind of wants something a little fancier now, so we're moving on to a graphics LCD. Yes, Amelia? Okay. Can you wait on for just a sec, sweetie? All right. So people want us to move on from this character LCD and be using a graphic LCD, so they can have like the spinny fan icon and stuff like that on there, draw your little temperature gauge symbol or whatnot. And so that's what this is going to be for. I'm still waiting for my custom LCD to get in for that though. So, huh? No, it's actually, it's like the graphic LCDs that we're currently running. It's still monochrome, you know what I mean? But we can throw icons on there. The benefit of that is it's also going to work with the existing systems that we're using. You can speak to it similarly to the way we speak to the character displays. I'm also kind of excited with this and moving forward. The next way we're going with SmoothieBoard when we move on to our next chip is going to have USB master. So this also has USB slave on it. And so my plan for moving forward is to actually move away from these SPI type connections and actually just use USB to connect the panel to the SmoothieBoard. And that's going to get rid of our noise issues that we have on a lot of the systems, like random characters showing up on your screen or pausing for no reason because there's line noise. Well, USB is a differential signal, and it's going to be going through a professional shielded cable, and that's actually, I think that's going to, well, SmoothieBoards range from about $100 to $180, depending on what you need. You can see this one right here only has 3 stepper drivers on board. These 2 are missing. It also doesn't have the Ethernet stuff, doesn't have all the FETs, because a CNC user is probably not going to need a bunch of heaters. Okay, so we save a bunch of money there by leaving a bunch of parts off. So if all you need is 3 axes for a CNC mill or a laser cutter, You only need about $100 there. If you want everything populated for up to 6 heaters and fans, 5 steppers, and you'd like some fancy connectors included and all populated on the board, then that's going to run you $180.
How much is the panel going to be? Yeah.
I am shooting for about 65, I think. That's not in stone yet.
Okay, that's good.